The summer rally for Bit Farms, is it coming? Let's take a look at the charts from previous summer runs and see if we can find some similarities in the chart today, as well as how far could it possibly go. We're also going to check in on our ADBE Cup and Handle, see what it's up to. I'll check in a little bit on GameStop today, see what's going on there, and then we'll finish it up by looking at NVIDIA for a little while. We'll also throw in a few other miners as for a quick lightning round there. So first of all, I've been saying for a while, I think a summer rally is likely to come in here. And the reason for that is there's been this big downtrend that you can see that this green trend line is kind of representing it. I mean, it went like down dramatically and then kind of it started tapering off. And now it's going kind of flat. And eventually I am expecting it to do is to turn around from here and go up. Now, last time we had a big old drop down was in December 2023, and it went down 46% before rallying approximately 111%. This time we dropped 61%. So 61%, we're a little deeper than we were last time. We could expect a potentially larger run than that. So what would that be from bottom to top? 111, we'd be looking, if it did just what it did before, 111, we'd be looking at 325 on Bit Farms, which isn't great, not bad. We'll see what it does there. But what we want to do today is look at potential summer run possibilities. Now, what I would like to do is look at the last couple of years and see what the months of May, June, and July held for Bit Farms to give me an idea of what it might do this summer. So let's go back here. So the first one was actually pretty good. It started back here, May 1st. And from May 1st, well, the first week of May was terrible. It actually went down about 19%. But then by the end of July, actually July 10th, the week of July 10th, it went as high as up 83% from the beginning of May. A little higher than that actually, because I wasn't perfect on my thing right there. Let me just, it went up 86%. Okay, 86% from May to July. Honestly, just from the lows of May to the highs of July, it was 126% last summer. So, and that was not even, I mean, it was a pretty dramatic drop, I guess. In 2023, we had that pretty big, long drop that we'd been experiencing since the blow off top here in 2021. So I guess a rally of 126% was probably coming. I mean, we even had one back here in 2022 in July. Well, first of all, in 2022, from May to June, it wasn't great. From May until June, we actually fell down. Let's see, from the absolute peak there in May, from May and the beginning of May until July 5th, actually. So May, June, and the first week of July, it was down 67% in 2022. But July kind of came in with the rally there at the end from July 5th. And we'll start about right here until the second week of August. It was up again 126%. So we got a reoccurring number there. Let's take a look in 2021. What happened in 2021? So 2021 was a similar kind of story. May started out nice and high, around 650, went as high as 733, which was a little initial pump. But from there, from the beginning of May until mid-July, it went down 61%. That's a similar amount to what it did the year after that too. But then it went up very quickly after into the first week of August. So the first week or two of August is also part of this run. It was up 163%. Now let's take a look further back. Let's go to 2020. The last time we had a halving year, what was the summer rally like the last time we had a halving year? So you got to zoom in here. It was dropping. So this is the very beginning of this stock, 2019 August, right? So we have no summer in 2019. 2020 is our last summer to analyze. And it was dropping. Now we came into May, right? May 4th was that week. And it was up that week. The very first week of May, it was up 65%. So that's pretty cool. But then it dropped off. And it dropped off, let's see, till July 20th. It dropped 53%. This is going into Q4. So from that, after that initial pump in the first week of May, it dropped until nearly the end of July, and it dropped 54%. Keep that number in mind, 54%. from February. Let's take a look how far it dropped from February. From February, it initially dropped 67%, and then, yeah, 67%. So keep that in mind. From February until July in the last halving year, it dropped 67%. 67. And from that high in May, it was 53%. But off of that little bottom, we got a summer rally that took us up 60%. So we've got 60, 160, 120%. So we're looking at runs in that sort of measurement. Okay, so now also keep in mind that during those times we didn't have any institutions involved in any of this. So there's a lot more money flowing around now. So our moves could be bigger, but we're looking for a move anywhere between like 60% and 160%. So I know that's a huge range, but I mean, we're going to chart it. So we'll go from the bottom. 60% would take us to 245, $2.45. I don't know about you, but that's not particularly impressive for me. That's really just digging us out of the hole that we've been digging ourselves since March. So just in the last 2 months. So let's go up to 125%. About right there. 345. Okay, that's a little better. That's a little better. What happens if we did the full move of 160%? About right there, we'll call it about $4. That would take us right back to the top of the move from February if we did that full 160%, which we totally, absolutely could do considering how much bigger institutions are involved now than they were before. The fact that Bitcoin's knocking on the door of $100,000 here, very, very soon it will be. Of course, this is not a suggestion to buy, sell, or hold any asset whatsoever. We are looking at a plunge of 61%. So it's on the larger side in terms of how far we've fallen from the winter months into going into this summer. And in May so far, we are up. Just in May so far. Actually, we're flat. Let me go on the month. Let me do a monthly candle. On May, we're up. Give me 6%. 6% for the month of May so far. And I'm looking for a break of this channel here. I'm looking for a break of this thing right there. Once we get out of that, the green line can stay there. Once we get out of this, I'm looking for it to quickly come up to at least up to here about 330-ish. Possibly even higher because we could see some big moves off of this cup and handle. Now, there is a cup and handle here at play. Let me clear. No, I can't clear my drawings. I need those. All right, let's see here. Let me get rid of some other things. Let's see. I like that box. I'll get rid of this box down here. I'll leave my red line. So the red line. Okay, we're good. Okay. Get rid of this box up here. Right here. We've got this big cup and handle right here. Here's the handle. We went as deep as we could go on that handle without it becoming invalidated. Like we went all the way as far as we possibly could go on this thing when we came down to 154. Hopefully we don't go lower. Now, once we break that trend and we start going back up again, we could easily, for a summer run, we could easily get back up to the top of the brim, which is going to be around 358 to 390, possibly even $4. That'd be pretty easy. And then we'd be looking for some sort of sideways action or even a minor pullback again from there. And from there, we would be looking at trying to launch ourselves up to the top of the range. I see this cup and handle taking us to all-time highs at some point, possibly this year, maybe next, but possibly this year. Thing's been building for what, 2 years? Yeah, for 2 years this thing's been building so far. Maybe take another year to complete it. Might even be next spring when we see this thing just kind of like getting back up to like these high highs up here. It's very possible. But I'm watching this cup and handle very closely. You can see we had a smaller one that was nested in here, right here. We had a smaller cup and handle right there. And look what that move did. So let's take a look here. And that move did it pretty quickly, just in 2 months. But it did a move of initially of 290% and then fully 328%. So if this handle from the bottom is 290 or 320, how big does it get? 290 is here. 290 is $6. 320 is about 633. We can be looking at a move all the way up to about 633 off of this cup and handle pretty handily, actually. So, and that's if it just does what happened with the previous cup and handle that is nested inside of this one. So keep that in mind there. And that only happened, that big move, that 200+% move, 283, excuse me, that 283% move happened in just 2 months. So if this is the bottom and we do 283, call it 281, $5.70 off this cup and handle in a 2 months, which would be the end of July here. You know, would be near the end of July if it's a repeat of this previous cup and handle where we had 3 months down, 2 months up. This time we had, 3 months down, 2 of them were up a little bit. Great. But about 280% off of that would be 568. Now, if we have other factors involved and other things causing a slingshot up even higher, well, then sky's the limit, right? So that's what I'm looking at right now. So you can see that the average move for a summer rally sometime within the months of May, June, or July is between 60 and 160%. We do have a cup and handle printing right now that has another cup and handle nested inside of it that in a 2-month period saw a 280% pop off of the bottom of the handle. We are currently coming off of the bottom of the handle. If it breaks, now it does need to break. I'm not like sitting here saying this is absolutely going to happen, but we need to wait for the break. And then I would be looking for that big move up, maybe 200, 300, possibly even more % off of this stock here going forward into July. So that is the future bullish outlook of Bitfarms and what I am kind of positioning myself to expect out of this stock going forward. All right, let's take a look at our cup and handle on ADBE. So on ADBE, it is starting to flatten out right here. It's kind of struggling here at breaking the handle, which is to be expected. This is the part where it fakes you out and scares you and makes you think it's not going to happen. But since I'm not really concerned. I'm just waiting and watching and seeing if it's going to do what I think it's going to do. And for now, it's kind of boring, and I'm just waiting for it to go sideways, break out of this handle, and start curling up from there. Let's take a look at GameStop. GameStop is actually looking like it wants to break this break, though. As long as it holds up here for a couple of minutes, and it holds, which would be above the 200 and the 20, or is at the 13. Let's see what it actually is. It keeps going back to the 13. Let's do 20. Yeah, so as long as it holds up in this area where it currently is, it's likely to go to the top of the Bollinger again, maybe to about 22.13, maybe even to 22.22. I'm just going to move on for now, and I'll let that play out. You can see here that my oscillator down here for volume has turned green. I just want to see that keep going up. The RSI is curling up. This is looking pretty nice. Let's finish things off with a roundup of the miners today. So the miners, Bit Digital is up 1.47%. We're at $2.76. It looks like we want to knock on the door of $3 here very soon. I'm pretty excited about that. You can see we are breaking out of this ascending channel now, which is actually very exciting. We are kind of getting to the top of the range on the RSI, but we'll see if things want to slow down or if it just wants to keep charging up from here. What sort of SMAs are in our way on the way up here? Let's have a look. Give it a second to load. Come on, buddy. There we go. We are outside of the Bollinger Band. We're probably going to pull back a little bit on this thing. Come back to the 200-day here, about 258 some point soon. That's what I'm seeing there because we are solidly outside of the Bollinger Band. So it looks like we're going to need to make a little comeback on that here. Let's take a look at Mara. How's Mara doing today? Is it coming back down? Is it going to let me buy some more calls on this thing? Don't know. We came back down in and opened down here near the 5-day moving average at $20.88. We're currently at $21.62. This could continue to pull back a little bit. I am wanting to see it come back to this yellow line here. I want to see it come back towards, or at least close to that 1980. Then I'd be looking at reloading my calls on Mara. Of course, it's not financial advice and not a suggestion to buy, sell, or hold any asset whatsoever. Let's take a look at CleanSpark. CleanSpark is up at 1.3% today. It is getting close to that for Bollinger Band at 1947 below us. We've got that $18 mark, which has been an area of support. We've also got the 5, the 50, and the 13 or the 20. Can't remember. I think I changed it to the 20. It is the 13 again. Sorry, let me fix that. The 20. All right, we got those all kind of bunched up right down here around 1746. I don't see it going below 1746 again until the big run comes through for the summer on this one, unless we just go absolutely right through all those SMAs. But they're coming together, converging so closely. They're going to be some pretty solid support at that. level there. Let's take a look at Riot. What is Riot up to today? Riot is up 1.79%. That's not bad. We still need to conquer this orange dotted line here. We still have the 200-day above us at 1192, and it is getting lower basically by the day right now. We are between the Bollinger Band, so this can honestly move either direction. My leaning is towards the upside on Riot, up towards that 200-day moving average, but of course, where it currently is sitting, it is on support right here on the 50-day moving average above it, which is giving me that confidence that I do think it is likely to probably continue up versus come down. But, of course, it could do whatever it wants. Let's take a look at the cipher warrants really quickly here. The cipher warrants up minus 2.63%, actually opened up right at the Bollinger Band there at 123 this morning. The underlying is really doing well. This thing is coiling on the warrants. The warrants are just absolutely coiling, waiting to fire off. But if you look at the underlying stock today, it's actually up 8.83% for cipher. So the fact that the warrants aren't up means I'm thinking they'll probably be up nicely tomorrow, considering that the underlying shares are up 9% and it's down 2%. That means there's some profit taking happening there on the warrants. So that is all we've got for you today. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a profitable day.